On this block and throughout the city here in this neighborhood, they belong to the residents of the city of Chicago. They do not belong to the gangbangers.
In November 2011, the Chicago Police Department identified more than 73 active street gangs with an estimated membership ranging from 68,000 to more than 150,000 in the Chicago metropolitan area.
And there's going to be a real crossover between public health and public safety for that exact reason, because it's not just gunshots that are killing people in places, where there's high crime. Things like obesity, heart disease, cancer, all sorts of public health risks.
20 Chicago communities with the highest homicide rates have more than double the rates of deaths due to breast cancer, kidney disease, and prostate cancer than all other Chicago communities.
My name is Kyler Sumter. I'm 15 and I live in Ashburn. Last year, I got an email from my counselor about Columbia Links, and it just stood out to me because I want to be a journalist when I grow up, and this is what I want to do.
I'm Alan Peck, and I'm a student at Columbia Links. I'm involved to bring attention to the immediate response to violence.
I'm Wesley Bogard. I'm 17 years old. I'm a senior at Harlan Community Academy, and I stay on the Roseland community. I feel like I'm involved in the project simply for the fact it gives me a voice, and I feel like nowadays a lot of people my age don't have a voice in a way they could challenge it towards a positive route.
Matthew Wettig. I am 17 and I live in the Lakeview community. I heard about Columbia Links through my school newspaper, which I became involved with to further my journalistic experience.
I'm Lily Moore. I'm 15 and I live on the far north side. I've always really liked journalism, and I kind of think of it as like another art form. You're always connected to the world, and you can always make a difference with your writing.
Talk enough. Let's help each other to do something about this situation.
How big do you think the crack epidemic in that period of time affected in de-unifying the black communities?
It destroyed us.
The part of the project I'm working on is telling the story of teens and their opinions on violence. Firsthand, I've experienced people being jumped, fist fights, even people being hit with objects and even stabbed.
We're not the problem. We're suffering from an institutional, systemic problem that has been imposed on our community.
It's kind of hard to have to hear about it, to hear that there are 435 homicides in my city. It's kind of hard to stomach that happens so often, and that it's becoming normal for that to happen. I'm focused on preventing violence, how we will prevent people from joining gangs and causing more violence. You're not just telling a story, but you're telling the story.
I'm working on the community aspect and how different people or groups and communities, possible methods they have in attacking violence, per se. Violence affects people as a public health issue in a multitude of ways, in that it causes physical and psychological stress on people.
This past summer, when I went to go do an interview for Columbia because I was part of the summer I team, there was a shooting right before I was supposed to do my interview, and I guess I'm trying to really portray violence as a public health issue.
Because it affects people in many ways. People normally say that victims are not the only victims. It affects people by having diabetes, high blood pressure, hypertension. So when you are put in an environment where you have all these different diseases being thrown around, they are known as public health issues.
My message is that I think we all have a voice, and if you challenge it in the right way, your voice can be significant.